What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the AV Playground. And today I want to go over the day I got into DVD. And that was 2002. I'm going to show you what a DVD looks like. All my DVDs are actually downstairs, packed away. I don't feel like going downstairs and getting my DVDs. So here's the DVD. As you can see, the back of it. So this is actually Stuart Little, one of the first movies I bought on DVD. One of the first years that I got into DVD. That was 2002. But the story on how I got into the DVD was it was 2002. DVD was just becoming mainstream. So up until then, we used VHS tapes. This is how we used to watch our movies back in the day. Was VHS. So as you can see, they still looked good on our CRT at the time, but VHS degrades over time, and a lot of the newer movies were harder and harder to find on VHS. Especially the second Men in Black and the second Star Wars. Especially where I live. I mean, we got into a new format known as DVD. At that time, we also bought the Xbox DVD playback kit. We would plug it in, put in a DVD, and it would play. So this is what we used to watch our movies on from, for me, it was 1994 all the way up to 2002. So the first 8 years of my life was all VHS tapes. So that's how we used to watch our movies before the days of DVD. But what we did was we took some of these VHS tapes and upgrade them to DVD. And now we're taking a lot of our movies and transferring them to, or not really transferring, but upgrading to Blu-ray. Even though DVD is still usable to this very day in modern Blu-ray players, we'll talk about that in another story. We'll talk about how we went from DVD to Blu-ray. So, with getting into DVD, our first two DVDs were the second Men in Black and the second Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. And when I watched those movies on DVD, I was like, wow. I was blown away by the quality that was DVD. So ever since then, we started collecting our DVDs. So in the same year, 2002, we were given two more DVDs, and that was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Crocodile Hunter Collision Course. They were both on DVD. So I was like, wow, DVD was amazing. So when I first saw a DVD, I was blown away by the quality. So we just got into DVD. And we actually still have some of our original DVDs to this very day, and they still work perfectly after all these years. And we started upgrading our Disney movies from Disney Home Video to Disney DVD. Same thing with Universal, Warner Brothers, and all these other movie studios. We would actually upgrade our VHS tapes to DVD. But we kept a few because we don't have them yet on DVD or Blu-ray. That is Disney's Winnie the Pooh Boo to You 2. I'll try to find that somewhere. We recently upgraded this to DVD. Happy Haunting Disney sing-along songs. But I guess we still held on to the VHS tape. And, of course, the Aristocats we originally upgraded to DVD. But we were originally given this VHS tape from one of my aunts sometime last year or this year. We got the Magical Christmas at Walt Disney World. So as you can see, this is what the tape looks like. We don't have this on DVD. This is actually a rare tape. And also Winnie the Pooh, Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. We couldn't find this on DVD at the time. We probably can on Blu-ray. All I have to do is go and search for it on DVD at Player's Choice. If I go to Player's Choice one day, I'll look for the DVD of the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, so I can have the movie on DVD from VHS. So that's what we were using at the time before we moved up to DVD, was VHS tapes. As you can see, they were clunky. The video was horrible. The sound was horrible. So what we did was we just ditched our VHS altogether and we moved up to DVD. And I was like, wow, the quality is amazing. And I remember watching Spider-Man, the one with Tobey Maguire, for the first time on DVD. I was like, wow. It looks so good. It looks so good. Especially with having a CRT, cheap, little cheap little Xbox adapter into our original Xbox. And if you didn't want to watch DVDs, just take the adapter out and play video games, and then plug in the adapter to watch movies on DVD. So that was our first DVD player. Our first portable DVD player came in 2003. It was an AudioVox portable DVD player. Yep, we got the AudioVox, and I actually rebought it back in April of last year, or I don't even know when. But I actually repurchased it in January of last year, and it's been sitting in our office for a long time. AudioVox VBP 4000. It was a 5.6 inch screen with a DVD slot. It was a slot loader. And this was absolutely incredible. So the AudioVox DVD player we actually had in our 1999 Dodge Caravan. We had that, in between the seats. And having a 5.6 inch display was absolutely amazing. And we were on our way to growing our our DVD library, and buying more movies on DVD as we were upgrading our VHS tapes to the new format, which we had to, because we wouldn't be able to watch these things anymore. These things were considered dead in 2002 with the launch of one format, the DVD. And DVD was one of my favorite formats. So here's what a DVD looks like. As you can see, everything on here is coded digitally with ones and zeros, and you would put that onto the tray. You would put the DVD in, and it looks amazing. Of course, I think we used AV. We used the composite, and these were the cheap budget brands that we got, like Apex, an Apex DVD player. That was my first true DVD player for the house. The Apex portable DVD player, or Apex DVD player. I mean, then we eventually moved on to the Xbox as our DVD player. And then in 2004, we got an Emerson CRT with a DVD player built in. I think the Apex was actually put into our living room to watch DVDs on in 2004 when we moved up to the Emerson CRT with a built-in DVD player. See, in my bedroom before then, since the 90s, was an Emerson TV with a built-in VCR. So all of my movies was on VHS tapes until 2002 when we moved up to DVD. And then we started growing our catalog over the years. We've watched DVDs for many, many years until 2014 when we moved up to Blu-ray, which we'll talk about that in another video. How we went from DVD to Blu-ray and seeing that huge, that huge upgrade from standard def to high def. And then we'll talk about how we went from standard Blu-ray to 4K Blu-ray in the video following after that. And then we'll talk about how I got into streaming and how I knew that wasn't the best for me. Because, it's definitely a long story on when I first got into streaming, which we'll talk about in the future. And then, of course, we bought many DVD players. We even had a Magnavox DVD player in 2010. And I remember using it with an iClops mini projector. That was in 2010, 11. And then in 2012, I got my first HD TV with a built-in DVD player attached to it. It was a slot loader on the top, and I still have it out in the garage. So it was a TV that I remember using for many, many years. And now I have an O&N DVD player from Walmart. It's the Walmart brand DVD player that I use in my bedroom. I originally bought that in South Dakota to watch Christmas DVDs when I was in a place where there was no internet, only Wi-Fi. So I was able to watch a movie on DVD. In South Dakota, up in the mountains, or up in the canyon. Because I didn't know how good or bad the Wi-Fi was, so I was able to watch a DVD without any issues. And I'm actually still using that DVD player after a year or two of using it, and it works. But we will talk about that in the future video on how we went from DVD to Blu-ray and when everything changed from standard def to high def. So basically, before we got into DVD, it was all VHS tapes, and we started getting rid of each and every tape that we upgraded from VHS to DVD so we don't have multiple copies of the same movie. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.